neck not put you face you name na the ballot paper. So neck carry on for do that because there's time and then the contradiction.
This now misunderstand the people misunderstand and people not want ask. Because when you ask, you go no. People because then took party fresh instead of the nation fresh, so then they just left that corner then decide. Then don't print ballot papers before commander they petition me. By the time that they talk up, this was November 16th. The election was November 17th. Where they bring in the commander and lawyer, Jenkins Joseph, come before the court, they pray for injunction. It was on the 16th of November. The election was the 17th. So how you go say, then tell Nekle not put me face in a ballot paper. By then, they don't print the ballot paper. They don't distribute. People don't care boxes, then go to the various police centers.
So what they ask for make them get to the second person? Jubin thinks it get anything for do with political party connection because the second person by then been come out from the APC.
This was from above. It was decision made from above. It was decision made from above. You don't get
any proof or justify that.
The ruling me we don't get them. But the last page where it don't change, the two last sentences.
What is the difference between this young case where they explain and this current injunction case where they from the 10 APC MP them?
You mean the winner? I got 12,750 votes. Somebody will get 1,003 votes. You make an MP, you don't miss it. Me case not get difference with this one.
Well, that's not the voice of Honorable Mada Kanja, we now been SLPP 2012 candidate for Member of Parliament. Also, EBD explaining inside that interview day to Michael Sambola, and EBD talk about waiting lead to the action where the first time chief returning officer and neck that time the winner Christian talk being make and self Usai Justice Showers be rule against some. The program where you listen to na Good Morning Salone and they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM.
7:43 at the time from the studio clock, and we continue with the program Good Morning Salone. We tell you earlier say today we talk to the managing director na the National Medical Supplies Agency, when a Dr. Lawrence Sandy. He gets a doctorate degree in pharmacy and serve na person we don't work in the United States of America as doctor for the past 10 years and serve. He gets licensed as clinical pharmacist and supply chain background. He gets an appointment in a salon for can head this department in September 2018. And the National Medical Supplies Agency then set him up by an act of parliament with responsibility we then get for procure, distribute drugs them and serve medical supply transparent one and at the different medical facility them. Well, I want to welcome for the very first time at the studio again, Dr. Lawrence Sandy. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning again, and good morning listeners and viewers. And thank you for having me.
From that brief background, I don't give from you professionalism and serve from the institution where you head since September 2018 where you take up office. Waiting on the happen at the National Medical Supplies Agency.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I acknowledge, the good work that you do now, especially with this Good Morning Salone program. No wonder it remains, one of the widely listened to program every morning. I think that because of the good work, when I get the opportunity for they bring real-time information to we the people then. So thank you for that good work there. And I also want to acknowledge, the opportunity where I get for come back and serve. I want to thank God. I want to thank His Excellency the President through the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. We give me this opportunity for come back and head a whole institution like this, we border directly on with healthcare. Of course, this agency and a mandate fall directly under His Excellency the President in, signature program where boil down to the human capacity development where he can always talk about. He can always break them down for we, he say you feed the brain, you feed the tummy, then you make the entire human being wholesome, which is you give the healthcare we in need as a responsible government. So this agency falls directly under that purview. As the name implies, the National Medical Supplies Agency, we come into existence by an act of parliament in October 2017. the specific mandates, and you mentioned that, I will just reiterate them. It is the agency where government sets up for procure, that is use government money for buy drugs and medical supplies, and make sure say when we buy them drug there, you know, we put them in a storage facility where fit for purpose, wherein it gets what they call a pharma grade standard facility. Also, you go able to keep medicine and so that they not go bad or anything not go wrong with them. Thereafter, we mandate continue for say we distribute them drugs there countrywide, starting from, you know, hospitals them at central level now, so in western area, go down to the districts them, district hospitals, district medical stores, then all the way down to what we call peripheral health units. Then at the last service delivery points, then at the chiefdoms and the villages them. Again, the whole goal now for bring drugs and medical commodities way safe, where they of quality to the people of this country. Broadly now, that's now we mandate. And if we're able to do this because we use government money, so if we're able to do it in a transparent manner and doing the cause of the procure, that is what they buy, if we're able to make sure say we're able to save government some good cost, not so just for the use government money they spend anywhere now.
Under our responsibility, the very first thing where they get for do with procurement, waiting at the processes and procedure them, we on they follow for procure drugs them for salon.
Right. Well, first off, so like we mentioned, October 2017, I didn't pass this act. We not come in until September 2018, and I've been just me and me deputy. So we first responsibility looking at the mandate again for build with staff capacity, make sure say the board where the act empower say if be the governing body for make sure say the board they in place, they providing governance oversight. So we be need for getting structures in it together. To date we don't get about 9 staff in total, and of course with procurement directorate also they set up. Basically procurement are a big word in this country, I know that. One thing I can tell you is we want to change the way we want to do drug procurement and medical supply procurement. We want to bring in innovative ways of doing it. We want to make it as transparent as possible. We want to attract, you know, suppliers then where they of standard, we meet requisite requirements, and we go able to assure we say then go provide commodities for we, especially drug where they of quality and at an affordable rate. So in essence, to your question, they set up with procurement directorate, we fit for purpose, we transparent, we also not go just rely on paper based, you know, they move paper from one place to the other, but at least use some innovative ways, we get checks and balances.
Right, Mr. Stanley, you don't highlight on a mandate them where get for work under, but people might be confused with the pharmacy board and that of National Medical Supply Agency. So tell me waiting now the difference between the pharmacy board and the national.
Right. Well, so maybe first and last that so Ministry of Health we all know that the overall body we responsible for healthcare system under Ministry of Health you get different departments them and directorates them. Pharmacy board specifically in a regulatory body. So now then they for make sure amongst other things what then they do. Now then they for make sure say drugs the way they come in country now of quality. So it can be drug where they come from government, it can be drug where they come from donors, it can be drugs where they come from just private entities them. Their responsibility, like I say, amongst other things, that for make sure say the drugs the way they come now of quality. They get quality labs with they set up. You know that the units they, where they check then drug there. We also talk about registration for registered products, drug products, medical commodities. Now pharmacy board the responsibility that's again. Even pharmacy outlet they wouldn't open them. The responsibility there for make sure say you know the pharmacies they wouldn't open out there where they sell drugs they meet requisite standard. So amongst other things are the responsibility that we your agency like I say the law empower we for buy drugs on behalf of government using government money and make sure say then drug them you know get shelved in a conducive environment and supplied. So we said they under the regulations of the pharmacy board. In essence, where do they bring in pharmacy board also get the mandate for check and make sure say now of standard you able to meet the standard tests and the requirements they wouldn't get.
Okay,
The distinction
like say are responsible for buy store and distribute drugs them and medical supply in a transparent manner we will be cost effective. from government. Tell we how now go about for store and distribute, buy, store and distribute the drugs
Right,
there.
right. I mean, like I mentioned a little bit about the procurement, then how they go about for buy, you know, the products. Them. Like I say, obviously try for attract suppliers, both local and international. We get integrity. We go able to supply commodities of measurable standard, and of course, I mean, checks and balances the will go put in place. Then our way to procurement unit could do on the warehousing. You know, making look at from this perspective, from a humanitarian standpoint. You know, you and I, we get families, we get friends, and what have you. You not go once, may your family sick, or in the case, may your person sick, you go to hospital, come find out waiting in the game. Now, drug we don't procure, we probably don't get exposed, like for instance, under suboptimal temperature, and the drug not fit for purpose. A potency don't be altered, not a drug way useful anymore. If then they end up the user per million person, anything can happen. So with that mindset, waiting we to do now for create an environment so we store them drugs there so we fit for purpose, we meet requisite requirements, for instance temperature control. You know, at least people they work they understand what they do, and then kind of things then they now for CM easier, but for implementing I did the difficult today. Of course, the game will be financially driven. Currently, the warehouses the way we get, starting from central medical stores, they need upgrading, they need uplifting. But a lot of work don't be done by this current government. One paying attention to the healthcare system and the healthcare needs, particularly that of drugs. So if you go now with medical stores right now, you see an uplift, you see significant changes, you see staff the way they at least understand what's they happen. But overall, most of the warehouses that we will get, I will tell you honestly, we rent them. And now donors and they help with those rents. It's a lot of money, it's very significant. So moving away from that mindset, it will take some time because like I say, there's huge financial capital into that. But we want to make sure, say, warehouses that we get will be fit for purpose, then they have standard, then get to what they call standard operating procedures. With people that they work there, they follow, guidelines that they follow. So not so any jig, Tom and Harry can just come in and out how they want. And security also very paramount. On the aspect of distribution, you know, currently waiting they exist, and I tell you, say, we distribute from central, western area here to the districts. Normally, we refer to as first mile distribution. Then from the districts to the peripheral health units, they win at the last mile distribution. We don't do them on a quarterly basis. Now, that's not the formula where we meet. So every 3 months, we make sure certain drugs then go down, particularly on the free healthcare program. We want to see how do we keep that consistent. And that we don't do. The matter of fact, as they talk now, we're on the verge for commence with next cycle of distribution. Matter of fact, they pick and pack now for, you know, get ready for send the nutrition products them, the family planning products them for distribute. And then that will be followed by the Global Fund supported product like TB, malaria, HIV/AIDS, then the free healthcare products them. So we did currently on the verge for do that. But all that can be done in a coordinated fashion. And at that the agency stands for make sure say this is done in a coordinated manner, is done in a transparent manner, and even the fleet they will use, the vehicle they will use, they're fit for purpose. The people that will man them vehicle there understand, say, not to just like, you know, not for discrediting the cement bag or pipe they carry, but these are life-saving commodities. So which means every measures need for them in place as we transport them to service delivery points.
So now waiting the agency can watch for where una they do una supply for no say this hospital A or healthcare center. Now this one they need the wait una they watch for donor supply.
Well, before even wait to the watch for now, waiting at the planning where they're going to. So you get different components of the planning. The Directorate of Drugs and Medical Supply, where they directly under the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. Now they lead the process. So then get into they call quantification. They quantify, get the quantities, the type of drugs and the quantities we need. Now that they can set the tone for tell we waiting for buy. Where then don't come in, you know, wait to the buy, then can able guide we for look at hospital A, hospital B, now this quantity they may request for, therefore now this quantity based on what you now don't bring in and then get forget. So that process they get for be worked out and what they call our allocation. You know, we don't do the allocation, they through a matrix, and you get about hands away involved. Now that is set the tone for begin the distribution. Say for instance, we'll take like Connaught, when at Tertiary Hospital. Prior, then go don't send requests because they communicate with them. The one they were in charge. Say, you know, Connaught waiting on our needs in terms of drugs and medical supplies. So then go send that list there. Then based on what we get on hand, the drugs that we'll get on hand, we will say, okay, Connaught, if we not be request for maybe 4 paracetamol, we can able to meet on demand for giving all 4. Then we can able to bring and distribute. Now the process done basically.
How una can agree pan country usai you for decide say now from your salon they buy medicine, because over the years complaint be don't they come from people say some medicine they wait and they go buy in some pharmacy where they can at the country or somewhere they get in a hospital can do expire or is substandard.
Right. Well, we are approaching to for Agrippa which country they buy from. Because in the countries then they manufacture drugs. Now manufacturing companies then they manufacture drugs. We're looking at different countries. I mean, you go to the US, they get huge pharmaceutical companies. You go Canada, you go India, even West Africa. Yeah, you get countries like Nigeria where also they produce. So we really know they look at which country for buy from. Specifically on the manufacturer, and I just tell you, now suppliers them, you know. The day in where they get from the manufacturer there. Maybe at some point we'll begin do direct, you know, purchase from manufacturers, but that's a tall order because now procurement process will they go through. So the suppliers, like I say, and for make sure say the suppliers then where we put, you know, a bid out during procurement process. The suppliers will express interest, say, hey, we don't still una document. I think we fit for purpose for able supply una. We want to make sure the student supplier they are incredible. The activities they align with what they look at. The manufacturers the way they go to for buy products from. The manufacturers they are meet standards. Maybe if in Europe you say European standards, and also WHO get their own standards when they meet. If na North America then they go, you know, they meet the FDA standard. So now their guidelines and they now them we they use for able to say okay this supplier. Amongst other things, go able to supply we commodities them where they of standard, where they of quality, and where they in a cost-effective way. You know, again, as some of the guys and that's what they look at. But when they go really to countries, and I understand the issue of you know getting drugs where substandard, adulterated, where they don't tamper with. Na great concern to we. Now it make the credibility of the agency rely on which product they will bring in, the quality of the products they will bring in.
All right, Dr. Lawrence Sandy, we go come back to you, Managing Director for the National Medical Supplies Agency. The program Good Morning Salone, they continue with a look at other issue now as part and support to the free quality education at Salone. Make the Justin Taylor, Mason and Stewart's family together with Peset organization don't give over 1,500 book them to the University of Salone, private school them and the Freetown City Council for get to primary school them na the municipality as part and contribution to the free quality education where they go on. Musa Govi na Deputy Chief Technical and Higher Education Officer na the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education. They say because students them we can graduate from university with good results, no can perform well na different workplace them make the ministry they work now with educational partner them for say then go bring change na the educational sector, especially na the university. Princess Piers get more on this and gonna report.
The new direction in priority area na access to free quality education for all. Where this reason make plenty education organization them don't they promote quality education na Salone. The breakfast forum for educationists, also you get the Johnson Taylor, Mason and Stewart's family. Self don't they contribute to book learning business na the country. Also they don't give over 1,500 book them to different learning institution them. Dr. Nketi Johnson Taylor, now one educationist we don't push book learning business na Salone. Talk about the book them where they don't get to different institution them.
Following numerous conversations with parents, students, and educators based in Sierra Leone. These people expressed a need for books and the development of the infrastructure necessary to facilitate a culture of learning and reading. In many discussions, I'd ask, what type of books do we need? So my husband and I went on a quest for books. We were able to collect books on computer science, business, finance, economics, nursing, politics, international relations, and sociology or community development. And there are also many on professional development and short stories and novels for children and adults to really get their teeth. Education for me is extremely important, and it's important to me.
Inside Ion talk, the Deputy Chief Technical and Higher Education Officer na the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Musugovi say the ministry they work now with different stakeholders them for say they work together as one for bring change in the education sector for university students them.
We know that we have the free quality education that has been launched by government, but achieving the objectives are the challenges that we have to focus on. And a venture like this is one of the answers to that, providing textbooks or reading materials for our students in all levels of education, especially at the higher education institutions. Our students graduate sometimes having very sound certificates, but that certificate not related to their performance. So that is the challenging thing that we all must look for. They have opportunities which we did not have when we went to school, but yet still they are not making use of it. So we all need to think around and see how we can collectively add value and change the entire education system.
Professor Miriam Conte Morgan, now the acting university librarian and head of IPAM library, say for make students able to do proper research, government for ensure say they get more academic library in the country.
The University of Sierra Leone and higher education institutions in the country are collaborating on a project. This project is aimed at assuring quality in the teaching and learning enterprise. We as institutions are making strides to bring the focus of faculty and students to research and publication. So this is where we want to see academic libraries in Sierra Leone going, initiating campus projects, collaborating with other academic and IT services, but more importantly, moving out of our comfort zone. Much as we are also focusing on our print collections, we're also expanding into more electronic resources.
Different representatives them from different organizations recommend say for make quality education they back na salon like first them. School and higher institution them for ensure say they get trained and qualified teacher them we go give quality knowledge to the students them. For Radio Democracy, Princess Pierce the reports.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody elect you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office elect you not get the account number. Buy Ed-Salite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for the boss man them. With Million Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all you supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
The program where you listen to na Good Morning Salone, and they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And you go watch we live on We Radio Democracy Facebook page or www.radiodemocracy.sl, courtesy of Osiwa and powered by AfriCell, where we still get inside the studio Asma James. We come out from the Asma James Foundation. And then I also can talk about a debate we go get for host. Yes, Mrs. James. Tell me about this debate one I will get forget.
All right. Well, good morning, people that really listen. the AJ Foundation, basically, they provide sexual reproductive health education for girl picking them na freetong na salon, sorry, and to experts in that day. But from time to time, can bring in experts them we can talk to, we girl picking them, and so I decided for the debates because sexual education now one way people not believe say them forget discussion with the girl picking them, and we all see what's happen now with the rates of teenage pregnancy we they in the country, and if we not start for talk to picking them but give them sexual education now it will be problem. So the foundation decide for do a debate who say I know the team don't cause different arguments at different quarters because they say picking them below 18 or for take contraceptive. Well, if the education not begin, if we're not able for teach or picking them, they know whose decision for take, they will continue for get teenage pregnancy on the higher rates. And so at this point, really want to tell plenty thank you to UNFPA because of the plenty information we they don't give the foundation on then kind reproductive health issues there. So I want to really tell them thank you because according to WHO, first of all, adolescents now age between 10 to 19 years, and now we don't say picking them when they below the ages of 18 sexually active, and then get baku data them where I will get for cancer, but where they don't prove say they happen to picking them where they under the ages of 18. So if we not start for talk to we picking them now about dandy, I mean when we go start again, there is a policy we say for even talk to pick government policy we say for even talk to picking about contraceptive or anything we ever do with family planning below the age of 18. But I think say that they work on dandy now. So the conversation for starts now and we start for talk to picking it. So for schools they take part in this debate today, and also want for really tell thank you to AYV because they get for be on AYV Live, also on Radio Democracy Facebook page. We said them 4 schools there go come talk whether or not picking them the ages, if picking them below the age of 18 for get access to contraceptive.
As you have been done say earlier, we find yourself in a society who say mama we get single picking at us even for discuss such thing with them and not they happen. Why you think say this not the right time for come up with then kind of for begin get open conversation with girl picking them about how then for watch themselves?
So again, this now according to information I get from UNFP, and they tell you say adolescent pregnancy and a global problem, and it happen more na community them people and also country them way well we don't kind country them developed underdeveloped country them. Now the more it is see for say the adolescents pregnancy high, and it gets different complication them. So the conversation like the time they change, then 10 and they wait sometimes we mama then grow up or we grow up, they talk to picking, but then talk there. I mean they talk with one of my friend we tell me saying 8-year-old picking, no but waiting a gay. Because if you not teach you picking, you will go learn on the internet. And paddy go tell them. The man there now, where they tamper with them picking there, they can hide, then go join the family plan without their mama they don't know. Now where complication can happen now. Now the mommy they can know say this picking are 14, 15, they don't go join family plan. So if fine now, let the mama them. Yes, people they argue about abstinence or say picking them below 18 for abstain. Then they a good thing and they go abstain. But the reality is they pick here all the information they are about sex, they na internet. So if you the mama or your parents not take your time and explain to you picking say you get for abstain, this and this now the reason them will make you for abstain, then a problem for that picking day. And also the problems, like I say again, I really glad for the information, loads of information we get from UNFPA. I just want for let people know say the consequences of teen adolescents pregnancy from them. They say most adolescents pregnancy they end up with huge complication, and childbirth are now the leading cause of death among young women them between 15 to 19 years. Teenage pregnancy, especially picking them when they under the age of 18 and 15, sorry, is high too much in the country, and this is really bad. And also unwanted pregnancies can end up for let them picking a go do abortion. Statistics don't show the high rate of them. So no better time but now that we for start the conversation for with regard picking them or with we boy picking them, because many time now they can commit then again I want for like this now they also know say the man them, especially them big man them, they can carry them pikin go for go join them family plan. So if you mama sit down, if you say me picking something or do man businesses or I know for discuss with them, I mean you get for get everything and care you picking or talk to you picking then say yeah. So the four schools again I want to appreciate them four schools we allow them picking them today for can take part in the debate. Now St. Joseph's Convent, Evelyn's Royal Academy Senior Secondary School, Freetown Secondary School for Girls, and Vine Memorial Secondary School. I met with them picking there 2 days ago. I mean, first of all, the information we then get, so say the mama say if you go wander outside and pull her, and I'll be so appreciated because we'll get first the conversation with them. Then really they give me make her happy for say, okay, conversation need for start now.
All right, as my James continue for the between at the studio, we'll come back to you. And at the founder for the AJ Foundation, today then get forget the inter-secondary school debate outside in the talk about whether or not a fine for let you introduce picking them way all 18 and above to contraceptive. The program Good Morning Salone they continue. We'll come back to them. Let me come over now to Dr. Lawrence Sandy. We're the managing director for National Medical Supply Agency. Earlier this morning they tell we bots them work. One big thing where be done they happen we get for do it. The medical facility them Freetown here and if you go now other parts in the country. Now that's always or most times where people go the shortage of drugs be done they happen, especially in the cost effective area outside them for day. What think can be the cause for this?
Right. Well, so the main issue really in our funds, because if you not get money for buy all within the country need, you always will expect a shortage. So that has been a situation and the harsh reality that the good thing is, I will tell you, you know, with the new government and His Excellency in signature programs, the way they look at healthcare being one of the topmost priority, and the leadership we will get now the Ministry of Health and Sanitation through the Minister of Health and Sanitation, Dr. Alpha T. Wuri, a lot of changes don't take place along that line. I'll give example. One of the big program we did around, you know, the free healthcare program initiative, where I think the previous government be launched in 2010. Now, the drug aspect of that, that is free healthcare drug program, the aspect of that was 100% funded by donors, specifically DFID. So now them they provide the money and help procure them drugs and they are 100%. I mean, so you look at it, you launch a program of which, you know, say drug now a huge part of that, but the money no day or government not be commit money for the procure them drugs and they. That might be done they happen all the years until, you know, when we get the change of government. Now the this new government make a mandate that we get to pay attention to this particular program. One, we keep the program, but we need to improve on them. So what the government do now for tell specifically DFID, when they be done they provide this money 100%. Say we say one partner in this. So it starts with 2018. Say whatever DFID they give towards a free healthcare drug program, we they give a 10% match into that. And that came through, that happened. 2018, the money we come from government as a show of commitment was about $700,000 towards the procurement of free healthcare drugs. 2019, government make a commitment, say, then go do a 30% matching. And that, as I talk right now, the process don't commence for able to remit the money from Ministry of Finance. And that go there close to about roughly $2 million. You know, we go match whatever they feel they give. Then in 2020, government they do a 50-50 head-on matching. So whatever defeat they give, government they give 50% of that. So with that kind of drive, with that kind of initiative and commitment, you see the improvement in the healthcare, especially when it comes to drug procurement for free healthcare program. But I can tell you, you know, healthcare not cheap. All over the world, that's very expensive. So other avenues then they way need for be looked into, and this government don't they look into. For instance, insurance coverage. You know, there's a slushy program where also be done the other Ministry of Health. The government they try to reactivate that now. You know, with insurance coverage for everybody where they both in government and private sector, that also will give additional incentive, you know, for prescription coverage. A few other avenues then they will look at. Cost recovery been there at one point, but then they phase out. Now another program that the way government they try for reactivate aggressively. This time around, the government they look at through the ministry from a public-private partnership. So these are all incentives them and ideas that we government don't put on the table for able to improve on at least the amount of drugs that we will get in country.
All right, Dr. Sandy, continue for the between the program. The time from the studio clock now 8:15. We take this break and can continue the program Good Morning Salone.
Better don't come, better don't come. Now Union Trust Bank again. Union Salone Bank, oh. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank, na Salone for me and you. It's future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme, ide. We branch and they all up on na Salone. Boko no kenema, we dey. Kabala mabogo kakambia, we dey. Jala free town loan sa, we dey. And my lengthy one, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank, na Salone for me and you. Union Salone Bank, Union Trust Bank,
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
The program where you listen to na Good Morning Salone, and they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Well, we will continue for take other issue inside the program. June 13 this year, the senior accounting manager na the Petroleum directorate, Said Conte, don't testify na the commissioner for enquiry before Justice Biobele George Will say na the former President Kuruma been give them order for pay over 6 billion loans and of fair service benefit to about 34 people we been the work na the Petroleum directorate. We reporter Usman Kamara gets more in Gonao reports.
2008 to March 2018, now close to 10 years, where Emmanuel Oshokoka, BB Secretary to former President Ernest Bai Koroma, and Section 67 of the 1991 Constitution give them mandate for they in charge of management and administration and other area them, na Office of the President. Thursday, June 13 this year, the former Secretary to former President Ernest Bai Koroma, Emmanuel Oshokoka, beat him up na the Commission of Inquiry before Justice Biobel George Will for answer to question them concerning the Petroleum Directorate case where the Commission of Inquiry investigates. And one pardon question here, where if for answer, now how they come about for rent the building outside the Petroleum Directorate office been there, na Hill Station.
The owner is my humble self and my wife. We had just finished the construction of the building and we were minding our business until we were approached by the Petroleum Directorate. We had already refused to rent the building out to NATCOM. We were approached and the Petroleum Directorate explained to us that they were occupying a building which had been declared defective. We were very reluctant to rent out to a government outfit.
Voice of Emmanuel Oshokoka, when a former secretary to former President Kuruma, Usa be confirmed to the commission say, na here in West get the building, outside the Petroleum Directorate office been there, na Freetown. It continue say, during the term, where Raymond Kagbo, when a former Director General for Petroleum Directorate, be meet am and say they want for rent in house as office, and not agree, but say the former DG be meet former President Kuruma and later and be agree for rent them. And former President Ernest Bai Koroma be approved for make them pay $550,000 United States dollar for 4 years.
Would you tell us how the former president signaled his approval of this entire process you just explained, sir?
Take a look at the document. He gave his approval for the building to be rented by the directorate, and also he gave approval for the rents to be paid in advance as follows. Right. The sum of $130,000 United States dollars per annum for the first and second year, totaling $260,000 United States dollars upfront. 2, the sum of $145,000 United States dollars per annum for the succeeding third and fourth year of the term, hereby granted.
During where Emmanuel Oshokuka, the testifying at the Commission of Inquiry, the lead counsel for former President Ernest Bai Koroma, Joseph Fijira Kamara, they make plenty objection them, and this now one pandem.
A letter dated the 1st of May 2014, the list of office building at Hill Station. I haven't seen the structural assessment report together with the inter-office memorandum. I am suggesting to you that the premises under review, for which we're discussing, in Mashallah House, was the best option that the Petroleum Directorate had. Would you agree with that statement?
I agree.
You also adduced evidence before this commission that you had reluctance on your part to rent this premise.
Certainly.
At the end of the day, you also gave evidence that the Director General approached His Excellency the President then.
Yes.
To persuade you, and you had a change of heart.
Yes, my lord. I could not say no. I wonder.
After we the first witness don't testify done, the third witness, when a Sahid Conte, when a senior accounting manager and the Petroleum Directorate say, na former President Koroma be give order for make them pay over 6 billion loans and of fair service benefits to about 34 people them with the work na the Directorate.
The President gave his approval saying, yes, you can go ahead and pay on the accrued, because these are money in an account for staff. So the approval was given, and then the payment was effected. The total sum was 6,175,669,832 leon.
Are you a beneficiary of that particular payment, sir?
I am.
And you are a permanent staff, sir?
Yes.
You say terminal benefit, as the name implies, are payable upon either termination or end of employment. But you are still in employment and eating terminal benefit. What do you explain? Explain.
Even though former President Koroma be done order for make them pay end of fair service benefits to some workman them, but still some pandemic they work na the Directorate. And Sahid Conte, when a senior accounting manager na the Petroleum Directorate, na one pandem. Biobe George Will be asked what is still the do na the Directorate after we don't collect a end of year service benefits. The State Council na lawyer Khadija Zainab Bangura and Ovi Robbie Mason. And the lawyer we go represent former President Koroma na lawyer Fijira Kamara, Ayman Sare, Esila and 5 other one them. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
8:22 now the time from the studio clock, and the program Good Morning Salone they continue. Well, as Unabi don't get information earlier this week from the Chief Executive Officer for the Ahmad Tijan Kaba Foundation for Peace and Development, a one for make the public know now say the time where they may put we na been 2 p.m. for the launch of this foundation we get for be on Sunday the 16th of June. They don't move the time to 4 p.m. and then say and they tell sorry for any inconvenience where this could cause. So you will be the plan for attend the launching for the Foundation for Peace and Development on behalf of the late Ahmad Tijan Kaba. The time now 4 p.m. now na Bintumani. 4 p.m. on Sunday 16th June this year. So you go there at 4 p.m. and not to 2 p.m. then go get for do the launching again. The program Good Morning Salone they continue. Let me just listen to this short music break.
I was invited to Lomé in Togo to sign a ceasefire agreement with the rebel leader for the Sanko. I did this amidst a lot of misgivings from the people of Sierra Leone, from the bitter experience they had had regarding Fode Sanko's attitude to the Abidjan Peace Accord. They, on the one hand, preferred an all-out war against the rebels and an attainment of peace by their defeat in battle. I, on the other hand, could no longer stomach the killing of innocent Sierra Leoneans. Thus, I chose the path of dialogue again.
Story about a man we all knew. Walk for save the nation. You gave us rights, you gave us education. Pakaba, your legacy go live on, it go live on. I say you don't go away today, but we still remember you every day. Oh, Pakaba, I say thank you for this freedom, for this freedom.
Yeah. A true leader sacrifices life for his people. Never discriminated, treated everybody equal. Your power to the women, educated children. Rule with honesty and make corruption illegal. Father of peace, taught us how to achieve. Without you ending the war, we probably be deceased. Your legacy will forever leave. We'll practice what you preach. Pakaba, tell you, thank you for this peace.
Soldier of peace, I'm a soldier for unity, I'm a soldier for justice. I'm a soldier of peace, I'm a soldier for freedom, I'm a soldier of peace.
Ongo yambatelo kogu besialo kole odile majo salon.
Constantly reminding ourselves that lack of development breeds conflict and insecurity, while regarding peace and security as being paramount. We never abandoned our relief and development responsibilities.
You know we care about money, you know we care about material wealth. We just care for the people, care for the nation, we lay the foundation. The peace where we enjoy today, we collapse where we don't get today. Now in the pave the way, save the day, we up and frustration. I'm a soldier of peace, I'm a soldier for unity, I'm a soldier for justice.
Maybe do that song there for the late former President Alhaji Amatijan Kaba as single launch in foundation on Sunday the 16th of June Abintumani at 4 p.m. And that one then a song way in Pekin Jimmy B do on behalf of Ian Company. Well, the program Good Morning Salone they continue and we they take this short break.
GhanaSongs.org.
They causing confusion.
But this confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in Wall Solid. Look in block them where them beat for them, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen, me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country. When a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and a one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want you concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na all the shop and building material store na the one whole country.
The program Good Morning Salone they continue and we they come over to the studio guest when Smart James for the Smart James Foundation as then also for talk about then debates we then will get for secondary school them. Mr. James, now una don't target but few schools I believe in Africa on a target. Una got plan for this particular initiative in other parts of the country.
Definitely yes, anything a beginning. So people and they also send me message calls. Wait to make this school not the day. Wait to make you your school not the day. I say okay, we'll go for starts on site. And for now we'll start with them for schools there. So I'm now for thank you to the principals there, whether they allow them picking them. And so because again the teenage pregnancy is so high now, place like Pujona 48%. Kailaun at 36.8%, Moyamba 36.8%, Potloko 35.2%. Clearly, this is one way me say in need now follow we go there also with the campaign.
Then we know so we get schools and back we mix boys and girls. When I get plan for involved in school and because if you because na girl picking ability so na
yes
but if I let the boy picking and 70 day then 70 gets knowledge but then so.
All right, so the first Black Tuesday we the foundation do now it begets boys and girls and people them, and yes now too boy picking them first of all and they cause the problem plus the teacher them back and the man teaches them. So yes, we get a program also for that day also okay bringing boys and girls for join and we talk to them on sex and give them sex education.
So from the debates, any plan there for sustain this topic now the schools them like for open clubs where the beginning go to ensure say when the debates done then still continue with the conversation?
Well, the question not go continue, but the debate will continue. But the education on the sex education will go for continue. But again, I tell you earlier, I won't say policy day we say you know for talk about family planning to na schools for picking them where they below 18. But again, I understand say government say work on that day for try for see how they were able for begin their kind subjects here na schools them. But clearly the information will go pass around to the picking them. And I want to tell thank you because the first man they can forget the best debater so he go forget 2 million euros and the second best go forget 2 and 500 to the third and the fourth, what the one that will take part. So I'm for tell thank you to Miller Group for when they provide these resources to the debates, and also AYV, Antonina Virginia and the team. Thank you so much for the platform where you give free of cost to the foundation for get this educative program today at 4 p.m. na AYV.
So whose message you left to especially the Combrade for ensure they encourage them picking them for watch AYV and Radio Democracy Facebook page at 4 today for the debate?
All right, so I know say difficult for Cancidom. You talk to your picking about sex, but the reality is now the picking them sexually active before 18. Abstinence okay, very very okay, but we get for start somewhere. And now the term not so for make one maths say can I who still don't do my business can go look you then 10 and they don't pass. You get forget realistic conversation now with you picking them. If you're not able one-to-one as mama picking again now then another problem like me yesterday me picking just come on me get 2 boys. He say mom, he say how did you get pregnant? I make like an oyeri, and then he repeats the question. I the one that waiting for tell this picky. I say just go give me water. So you see, so imagine in a 9 and a boy picking. So that means say the picking and them bring them open, and so we get for start the conversation now with the picking them and talk to them. So to the mama them una listen the picking them today, the students them from them 4 schools, St. Joseph's Convent, the Evelyn's Royal Academy, FSSG, and also Vine. We'll get for discuss on the topic whether 18 years of age for get access to contraceptive. After they will take the conversation further. Thank you again for now hosting me this morning. We'll talk again this scene.
All right. Plenty thank you to you, Asma James. We are the founder for AJ Foundation. We wish you all the best. And we hope say the beginning we go for view this, go learn something. We go make tomorrow, then save themselves for the future. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
We'll come over to other studio guests now. We're now the managing director for National Medical Supplies Agency. We're now Dr. Lawrence Sandy. I don't tell you about how the agency done the work since the appointment in September 2018. Now I just want for you can tell we waiting at the new strategies them where the agency they bring come into them work, because from history where we don't know and not to secret against say most of the medicines the way una can distribute for gonna different medical facility them we don't they catch people them with then container then they some they go outside salon or some they go outside they're not supposed to go. Waiting you now they bring in terms of monitoring.
Right. Thank you for that. So first off, just the emergence of the agency and the thought process for get this body so now a breath of fresh air, you know, to the healthcare management system as it relates to drugs and medical supplies. Like I mentioned to you, and what you speak to, now same way we said they read that. So I think we first thing will be need for doing for assess the landscape. What in the entire drug supply chain management landscape look like? We still deep on that because I've been telling you earlier, we come in this position in September. Prior to where we come in, there had been, you know, a caretaking team where they oversee the entire drugs and supply chain management. So now we follow, we liaise with them and walk and see, shadow, what in and on they do, study the landscape, and then walk a smooth transition so that we'll take over with mandate. That's still ongoing. But as we they work on that, we they see waiting be done with some of the loopholes. I can tell you clearly, say, yes, what you they see maybe at the end side, then bring product them in, and then maybe something happened and divert them. But it starts with the procurement process itself. You know, because if government give X amount of money, then when I go buy them, one, when I not go to competent sources them for let them supply you, you need to account for pinpoints and say this not the amount we then give and this amount of money is worth for bringing this amount of drugs medical commodities. That not the problem starts right away. Then of course the visible one at the pilferage they happen. You go see them they go distribute before you know they say, oh, they don't catch drugs that you know, some border or whatnot. Waiting we intend for the one, now forget competent people them in place where they part of the agency. For set up structures them, where the structures they are fit for purpose. And the people then where they part of the structures understand waiting than they do. I think that's the first thing that. The other blessing we will get as an agency, now the board. You know, the board are the overall governance structure where they oversee waiting they do as management. The board team, now a competent team will get. I mean, they cut across from professionals who don't they in supply chain business for quite some time to people that wait into quality assurance to, you know, people that we know about procurement and financial dealings. So all them components that we put them together. They say the agency they come up with a different outlook, with a different way of doing things, not to the way things business as usual as they can say. So these are some of the measures. And I mentioned to you the idea of innovation, innovative ways of doing things, bringing technology, not to go for shy of from anymore. This is the 21st century. You're not going to rely on, for instance, they use Excel for doing financial dealings, especially if they procure huge amount of drugs with government money. You get for bringing maybe like ERP systems where they create checks and balances. In your distribution, you get forget not only trained and competent people them where they go do the distribution, but you get forget the community involved as well. When another big backbone that, and you get forget community organizations, civil society groups there, where for be part of that distribution network, you know, at the district level, at the chiefdom level, and what have you. So now some of the measures then this where we intend for bring on board.
All right, Doctor. Maybe talk about the challenges then where the drug system they face in the country. You know, so donor and government don't spend plenty couple for buy drugs and medical supply for the free health care initiative in the country. And WHO they don't not say the hospital just get 35% required essential drugs in the country. Just imagine 35% are the one country. You know, feel say now challenge worrisome.
Well, yeah, I mean, a worrisome and a big challenge, and mind you, have been mentioned to one earlier say, prior to this new government, we come in, you know, in 2018, the free healthcare drug program, now DFID be done the finance 100%. So the previous government not be make any commitment towards that. They launched the program, but the drug aspect, now DFID be done they pay for 100%, which on itself a huge problem. So now data problem we don't start. I mean, thanks for the new government and His Excellency in vision and the way they look at the healthcare system. I don't tell you the commitment where they don't make for improve on that. But we are still a long way out. I mean, I mentioned on healthcare not cheap anywhere, especially on the aspect of drugs. But significant improvement don't take place. Of course, we're not there to will the standard one day now. but at least the baby steps are being taken in a little more aggressive fashion. So me believe say over time, as the resources that they be available through government, improvements go there and we go to see the relevant changes then. Of course, other donor partners, they like the statistics and the number we just allude to. You go on for when they been do this survey and come up with this number. Was it like 3-4 years ago? Because that they happen many a times. I can even tell you, the free healthcare initiative, they target pregnant women, lactating mothers, picking the under 5, and few other people that they don't add into RAM. When you look at that, it targets the maternal mortality rate. The numbers that will be done, they float around prior to the emergence of this new government. Now, the numbers that will be, they well over the roof, into the thousands. But now, when you look at them, and we don't challenge, donors, therefore let them go back, look at the improvement we don't take place the last 1 year of this new government, and see what the numbers they reflect. In your estimation, these numbers don't come down. So on the drug care, the free healthcare drug program as well, we know say significant improvement don't take place. So hopefully those numbers will get to see. You can see how the improvement they translate.
What about the logistic and management information system? Where the channel software we will be done develop for track drug distribution.
Right. Well, so improvements they on that. Now channel we meet, as a software they don't use. Channel exists for some time. Then shortly before we come in, they roll out what they call an M-Supply tool, when a purely an inventory management software. They roll that out in all the districts. I think now a few districts don't left, and hopefully with more resources it will be rolled out to the PHUs. Why I'm not going to speak much on channel, because I say that way we don't exist, and thankfully look the phase out. M-Supply get the capability, because I said don't test them. It actually day in it able to track drug flow. In a real robust inventory management system, and you get checks and balances in there as well. So we believe say with the maybe supply of things like tablets, smartphones, the way they're around, if we make them then facilities them, and you get the M-Supply software roll into them, it will help significantly with inventory management and data flow.
All right, Dr. Sandy, we will come back to you. The program they continue. Let me just quickly look at one pound with headline story. The Musaidi President Julius Madabio don't assure the public say government go partner with the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO for add more teacher them na school them and self improve the book learning sector na the country. President Bio talk this remember them na UNESCO go meet them na State House Thursday, June 13 this year. Mohammed Sherif gets more and Gona reports.
Under the new direction, President Julius Madabio been take book learning as one part in priority area them for tap the plenty number of people within the country we no land book and self make book learning easy for people we want for land book. Now this make President Bio be introduce the free quality education program we now for make all picking them where they go school from primary to secondary, no pay school fee and other charge them we go embark them book learning one. But for make the free quality education work proper one and address the challenge them where governments don't they forget couple. Make President Bio be known they encourage local and international partner them for support government. For make the free quality education work proper one and one per the international organization here we don't listen to President Bio in call. Now the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. Usa member them na UNESCO go waka to His Excellency President Julius Madabio na status. Usa the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Nabilai Tunis been present the member here to President Bio.
Your Excellency, sir, UNESCO has been closely following your proclamation for having education as the flagship program of our government. They are here to engage in discussions as to how they can support your flagship program, sir. They seek to amplify all what you have done in the education sector in the global community, sir.
Ambassador Medina will say na the Secretary General na the Mano River Union Secretariat say then Waka na Salone go help develop book learning at the region.
We are very pleased. This is in furtherance of the new directions policy on promoting education, universal primary, basic, secondary education for all, quality attached to it. From the MRE perspective, Sierra Leone's designation as a Center of Excellence in Information, Communication and Technology falls within the purview and mandate of UNESCO, and while we were in Paris in 2018, we engaged them.
Ido Yauna, the Regional Director, United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, said they're ready for support government as one part international organization them, we don't give support to book learning at the world.
UNESCO, we are really committed, not only headquarters, but our institute and above all the regional office in Abuja that is overseeing Sierra Leone, to really mobilize all our resources to help in the process of finalizing national education policy. And then we are really committed also to improve technical and vocational education and also literacy, a very good approach that we will try to apply here. That is called School Meets the Learner. It's an approach that we use ICT to promote education. Another important component for us is the promotion of science, technology, and mathematics. Above all, how are we attracting more women to scientific areas of education? And finally, another very important component for us is the teacher issue. How are we going to help you to not only have an increased number of teachers, but above all, of quality teachers, so that we can improve the quality of education as a whole.
Where they talk, the President, Julius Madabio, say in government, take education as one part of the key things them, because he say that quality education could make Salone go develop. We were once referred to as the Athens of West Africa, and we served Africa in that position, and we think we should aspire again to that position, not only to serve the Republic of Sierra Leone, but also to be a center that we impact the whole of the sub-region and the continent itself. We are ready to resurrect it. So the flagship program for this government is education. Ekeyon say if country them na Africa now promote good education at a different country them, that is a go and bulk picking them development one. If we do not promote purposeful education, our own kids will not be fit for purpose, and we will lag behind again as a continent. I normally talk for Sierra Leone, but I also project that for Africa, because for a very long time we have been made to believe that we cannot lead, and I truly believe that we have the wherewithal to lead. We have been shy and not taking leadership as a continent, and the whole world is looking onto us now. Everybody is coming here to grab what they can, and again we sit and wait for them to do that. We should be smart enough to now impart the skills that are going to let us lead, at least in the next century, and that is the type of education. But all these President bills say, go all water through technology. If we just follow the traditional path, we are going to find it extremely difficult to get ahead. Technology we cannot shy away from. That's the only way you can be useful in the 21st century. President Bill end up saying government could work with UNESCO for improved book learning at Salone again. We have made primary and secondary education free. We want to see how we can add quality to it as quickly as possible. And that is not a task that we can easily undertake without your help and support. So we really appreciate from the vantage point that you sit, whatever support you can give to help us to augment our effort to actually increase the number of teachers, also the quality. The quality is very, very important, so that we can actually bring up kids for the 21st century that are fit for purpose. We truly appreciate your effort, and we look forward to working with you. Remember them that the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, been asked President Bio for be champion for teachers them, where this President Bio been agree and assure for be champion for teachers them in Africa, more especially in Salone and the world at large. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Hamed Sharif, the report.
We will continue for take another issue inside the program. The principal for the Hill Valley Academy, Caroline Whitfield, don't say the purpose of this school now for promote science in the country. With this according to Ramde in line with the government's agenda for book learning. Caroline talk this way the democracy go waka na this school ahead of the Saturday, June 15, where management of this school go showcase to the public then facility them we then get for run the school. Musa S. Kamara gets more and go now reports. 6, 7.
Together we can achieve the extraordinary. Now the motto for the Hill Valley Academy Science Computing School, where they established in 2018. This school operates na Mambo na the Peninsula, and as part of management plan for display waiting the school get in terms of facilities them for encourage comrade for send them picking at the school, as the school in may aim na for promote science, make radio democracy come waka na the Hill Valley Academy Science Computing School and meet with one of the staff them. Hello, your name and who are you?
Me Samuel Moripe, part of the administration and also a business studies teacher.
Okay, Samuel Moripe, they take we around the facilities that the school get before I can meet with the principal for talk or management for can tell me more about the school. As I turn mindle the school compound now, and they mindle an H-shaped building. What in this two-story H-shaped building they bought?
One quality where a school forgets, we not forget the infrastructure. And this building purposely speak out. This structure purposely we make them for we JSS1 to SSS1.
I they see construction they go on from the far back. What's in this construction they bought, and I see empty land?
Now an 11-a-side football field for the school. Then also we put in with pavilions. So we get a football field with an athletics track, and also we get with pavilion.
So listeners, don't mind the scrambling of voice them as we take walk around the compound, because the compound is so big, and so we get buildings then scattered all over the compound.
Yes, this other building, now then we get with cafeteria, we get with library, and we get extra classes also. We get with school library, the big hall as the school library.
This one where they see we get this basketball court now this far end, is it part of the school?
Yes, now part of these facilities, and also that now basketball court in back still there under construction. Then you see the big building just after the basketball court. That building then are the science laboratory building, all about the sciences. Now that building there we they utilize, so all about with labs, science labs, everything that building there. This potential in the future now a boarding home school. As you watch down that building, you see another construction.
Okay, now when I get that construction, just go, this is just the zinc?
Exactly, yes.
Then this other one back?
This other one back. Just what I say, this building at the primary school in future, it's under construction. We'll get the boarding house back at the same site down the construction they go on there presently. So this get for be a boarding home school also.
Well, right now, lunch time na the Hill Valley Academy, as the school people they play different game. How they play skipping rope, how they play and tennis, how they play football, and everybody just go about in business during the lunch time. Your name?
Alpha Barry.
Okay.
A pupil of Hill Valley Academy.
So how are you feeling the atmosphere here at the Hill Valley?
Good.
Okay. So what do you like about the school?
Well, I have lots of things. Like one of them are that they have a cafeteria. Like in all my schools, I don't used to eat in a cafeteria.
My name is Elizabeth Polit, and I'm in class 3, Hill Valley Academy.
So what do you like about this school?
But I like when we all work together. And
so what is unique about this school that you like most, apart from being working together?
The learning.
What about the learning? Yeah.
I like when we learn. The more we learn, the more our brains grow, and then we will have a job when we are older. And I want to be a doctor.
Well, from the worker around the school compound, we can't join the school principal now. They can't tell we more about the school and save. What's in the condition for Canada School?
Hello, my name's Caroline Whitfield. I'm the principal of Hill Valley Academy. Okay, so Hill Valley Academy, we opened last September, so we're still a very new school, and we're a very, very big site just beyond Hamilton at Mambo. Now, we're a school that is to promote science, so we're a science school, and we have children all the way from pre-primary up to A-level students, so just before university, and our focus is science, but we give an education that's completely across the board, so it also includes arts and commercial subjects as well. Our primary children then go on to study for the MPSC exam, and then once the children progress into JSS, we're no longer doing the Sierra Leonean curriculum, so we do not do the BECE or the WASC. We instead study international or IGCSEs. Being a science school, we insist that the children do at least one science. If children are good at science and they want to study further, they can study all three sciences, so physics, biology and chemistry. And if they want to do that, if they wanted to study abroad, for instance, we will offer them A-level.
Okay, how affordable is this school? Because you've spoken about a lot of facilities.
Our pre-primary, 5.5 million. That's for a year, and it goes up in stages, and for senior secondary it's 12 million leones, 1,000 leones per year.
Per year. Saturday to come here to display these facilities for your clients or would-be clients to see. What would be your central message to them?
We are really trying to promote science subjects, all STEM subjects really, for education in Sierra Leone, because the lack of science ability in Sierra Leone is holding people back.
Thank you very much. From the Hill Valley Academy, na the Peninsula Mambo community to be specific, for the Society for Radio Democracy, me na Musa S. Kamara.
The program Good Morning Salone, they continue with a look at few messages and we want to send at the program this morning. The very first one I go look at na Facebook. Mustafa Cole, they say, Dr. Sandy, I will need your number as I am working along with local communities to look for fake drugs with the help of a charity, as lots of drugs outside that are fake and restamp as well.
Right, the other message we are going to take from we SMS is say, Dr. Sandy, what's the link between the NPPU and the new agency?
Alright, the final one we go look at now because of time, and they come up from NZ Amara on Facebook. It says no one has ever become poor from giving. You have not lived until you have done something for someone who can never repay you. Keep it up, Madam Asma James. We are grateful for all you have done and pledge our best efforts in continuing this service. Please accept our warmest heartfelt thanks.
Okay, last one myself go read because of time. He said, Doc, what are your plans for people not to abuse those drugs like tramadol? And this is a come out from Mark 10 and New England View.
And from that message, and they will quickly come over to Dr. Sandy for a respond.
Okay, thank you. I mean, thanks, to the one that were sending their messages. I think they're right on point. I know saying more messages come in, but because of time, now few come in. For my number, again, that's very open, 080-222-692. Again, 080-222-692. We office in New England Villia at the Central Medical Stores, the National Medical Supplies Agency. So if you don't get me, you can get the staff the way they do. And we also deal with the Directorate of Drugs and Medical Supplies at the same building there. So we are accessible anytime. I said the link between NPPU and NMSA. So just quickly, the NPPU Act of 2012, NPPU now be the body we been there, we be the oversee, the supply chain system. So the NMSA Act actually repeal and replace the NPPU Act. I think that is self-explanatory. So NPPU be there before NMSA, the act where they empower and now repeal what the NPPU be they do. Now, it say plans for abuse of tramadol. Again, I've been allude to this, now a regulatory thing this. Because drugs like tramadol, people then they abuse in country, the regulatory body, and then we all get responsibility, but the regulatory body now normally can take the lead on that. For one track, if even a tramadol, people then they take. If not to something we get mixed up and when they call tramadol. But two, the abuse rate, how will they get into the hands of the wrong people? The regulatory bodies, law enforcement, and we all are citizens them, better citizens them. So now responsibility that for intervene and make sure certain things they are not continue. But overall, again, I want to thank them, and I want to thank 98.1 for this platform. Waiting probably I go mention again maybe in closing is that let people then be assured say the National Medical Supplies Agency now agency we don't come in for manage the drugs and medical supply landscape in the country. It's a breath of fresh air where they come in with new ideas, new ways of managing with drug and medical commodities in country. We want to in a transparent manner. We want to in a cost-effective manner. We want to where in the community own the process where we they do. You know, when we they do distribution, for instance, we want to get the community people that involved. Matter of fact, I make we they look for partnership. Specifically, you know, the Ministry of Youth Affairs.
My James Foundation and team go get live debates. They usai 4 different school them go get for talk on topic where they don't decide on. So tune in and be part of the discussion. So to meet again, goodbye.
And Mina Elizabeth Campbell, they say goodbye.